pine trees lining the winding road. I got a name, I got a name, like the singing bird and the croaking toad. I got a name, I got a name, and I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living the dream that he kept here, moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by.
Hello and welcome back. You ever just be singing a song in your head and it takes you right back, or you hear a song on the radio, it takes you right back to a movie that maybe it was in or something. I had that happen to me the other day. I was listening to one of my regular stations and they started playing Jim Croce's I've Got a Name. And for all you guys that are car buffs like me, know that that was from a movie from the early 70s called The Last American Hero, starring a very young Jeff Bridges and Gary Busey. It was loosely based on the stock car racing and moonshine running life of Junior Johnson, which was a famous car builder and manager back in the last century of stock car racing. And of course they changed the name to Junior Jackson, and the cars were more late 60s 70s oriented. And in the opening scene, certain things stick with you, and it always stuck with me with that dark navy blue 67 or 68. I think it was a 67 because it had the scoops in the quarters. Mustang Fastback that you come here rearing through the hills of Carolina, just jamming through the gears. Big old 390, sort of like Bullet, and it had chrome reverses on it. And long story short, the car is the first car that he used to get into stock car racing in this movie to help raise money to get his father out of jail for selling illegal moonshine, which he ran moonshine in the Mustang in that movie. So let's tear this up. I got these here off another build, which are chrome reverses, which came on that. Of course, they have to be painted. And these may be a little big, but we'll see what happens. And let's take this baby apart and see what we have. The Last American Hero, Junior Jackson's 1967 Mustang Fastback. Okay, let's take this baby apart. Yeah. The early 70s was a great time for the movie car, and the car movie or the TV show car, whatever you want to say, because there was a fascination with fancy cars, big V8s, and cool characters who were driving those cars, and that's been around for a long time, and that was very important combination for one of those style movies, and this happened to be one of them. Being a farm boy myself, this movie really appealed to me, kind of like Dukes of Hazzard did, and it had a lot of cool cars. I think it had a 64, 65 Chevelle was his first stock car, and he goes off and races that, and kind of takes his neighborhood friends along that were for his pit crew, and just a story about a good old independent stock car racer. And like I say, lots of cool cars, some cool car action, whether it's running bootleg or whether it's going around the dirt track running, and you wouldn't believe all the old cars that they destroyed in that movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, Fastback Mustangs and Chevelles and Pontiacs, and of course back in the early 70s they weren't worth that much. like they are today. They are an investment and worth a small fortune. And I got to keep talking here because, and well, there's one. Let's see. There we go. Got it apart. And yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch it and you like watching old car movies, if you haven't seen it, highly recommended. And just like the Bullet car, he did not have any grill lights, running lights, or emblem, so we'll be grinding that out. And I'll have to watch the movie clip again to see if it had those vents in the quarter wings. But I think this is going to be fun. So let me get this into the stripper and I'll shut up and we'll see you at the next step. Okay, welcome back to our Junior Jackson Last American Hero Mustang. Now, I'm a wee bit confused, but we'll just just have to wing it. After looking at the very limited pictures online and watching the movie clips where this car was in it, it did not have this hood on it. It was just a flat hood. And everybody on what the IMBC whatever thing on the internet, I don't know what the hell it is, but they say it's a 68. Now, always my understanding, the difference between the 67 and the 68 are these quarter scoops. The one in the movie, if you see the picture, if you stop it and everything else, it has these quarter scoops in it. It's missing this and missing these on the hood, but it has these quarter scoops, not a 68 where it's just one solid line like this, because if you look at the Bullet car or any 68 for that matter, it's just a very more it doesn't have these double horizontal fin scoops. It just has one vertical one, and it's very thin right here. So who the hell knows what year that thing was? I'm assuming I'm going to call it a 67 because of the quarter panels, because that's something that you can't, that is pretty standard. In 1973 when the movie was, they wouldn't have replaced the quarter panels on it, so we're going to call it a 67. If somebody else knows more about it, please chime in. I'm just going off my research. It was a big block car, I believe. I think it was a 390 in it. But we're going to grind these out right here. As with the Bullet Mustang, it did not have any detail in the grill. The Mustang emblem and of course, it did not have any marker lights, so we'll be grinding all that out. And said it was an Acapulco blue, I think it was, but that seems awful bright. It was more of a midnight blue metallic. I mean, heck, when I was a kid, when you watch it on TV, I mean, with digital remastering, I don't know if that's remastered or not, but for the longest time, just like the Dirty Mary Crazy Larry car, I thought this car was black, and the Dirty Mary Crazy Larry car was yellow. And when I got a remastered version, found out it was lime green. So that's where I'm at with that. So I'm going to do a little bit of body work. Enough of my ranting. Clean some lines up, make it look sexy, and see where we're at. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are, back with our little Mustang from The Last American Hero. And I got the hood filled in. I went a little high, so it was better to be a little high on those divots than be a little low. And I'll just sand that out. It sands out real easy. Put a little bit on the sides there to level things out. And that's about it. And we clean the grill out. And once you put flat black in there and some primer, you won't see that roughness. So there you have it. Let's let this dry. On to the interior. Okay, we are back with the little interior of our Junior Jackson Moonshine running Mustang. Now, from what I saw in the pictures, This, since he was running shine, I assume he took the fold down back seat out and he took the passenger seat out so he could haul more corn whiskey or corn liquor. So we're going to take these seats out and kind of make it into that variation. So stay tuned. Okay, here we are back with our Mustang interior. As you can see, my heater is cutting on for your listening pleasure, as always. What we're going to do is I've got this nice styrene here, and since I had to cut so much out of it, I'm going to make a new floorboard for this car and use the base to where it holds it together. So, and that'll be our next step. Nice floorboard so we can haul lots of corn whiskey. So stay tuned. Okay, here we are back with our last American hero, 67/68 Mustang. Who the hell knows? I'm going with a 67 because of the quarter panels. So anyways, regardless, got her all smoothed out. Got the hood the way I want it. Got the sail panel vents removed. So, and like I say, the closest I get is some kind of dark blue. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to shoot some Quicksilver Chrome, and I got this Candy 2.0, and it's a midnight blue. So that's what we're going to paint it, and hopefully that'll be close enough. So stay tuned. Okay, here we are with the final bits and pieces of our 1967, which I am pretty much going to go ahead and call it from now on. Did a lot more research. Some of the reviewers didn't know what they were talking about. I'm going off the vents and the quarter panel, so this is a 67. So here's all our bits and pieces of our Junior Jackson last American hero 67 Mustang. So we'll start out with I've got the correct chrome reverses. I kind of went with a slightly larger one on the back, as you can see. And we put a set of L pipes coming out in front of the tires, just as the car did in the movie. Detailed out the front bumper and the rear bumper. The interior, I usually don't do a lot with the interior, but this one was kind of different. And because I noticed in there he only had one seat in that car, and probably the fold down seat in the back was taken out so you can haul moonshine. And I cut everything out and made myself a couple gallons of North Carolina's finest, put it in there. And we also took a stick pin and put a real gear shifter in it. So there's your interior. Now for the windshield, I had to do some polishing, and I did some sanding on the back when it had a little tiny, you can still see it a little bit if I can ever get this stupid thing to focus. Right there in the middle, there was a little bit of a ping there, and there were some scratches on the front, but I got them all out. So, and last but not least, this beautiful midnight blue Createx Candy 2.0, which is very close because, I mean, heck, growing up, I thought the darn thing was a black Mustang, and some of the reviewers thought so too, but as you see, it was a dark navy blue metallic, really deep navy blue metallic. So this works perfectly because it looks black some ways, and it looks blue in others. So I think we took the scoops out of the hood, we took the vents out of the quarter panel sails, and put two little hood pins in the front, and we blacked out the grill just like the one in the movie. So I think all in all, it was a simple little build. It turned out great. Let's go ahead and put this thing together. Okay, and we're back. And like I say, if you're in the Florida area and you want your car detailed by somebody who does a really great job, go see Stu Jones. There's his number. He also has Stu's Super Customs on eBay if you want to see some really cool stuff that he sells every week. Go check it out. But without further ado, here's our beautiful Fastback. 1967 Mustang from the movie Last American Hero, starring Jeff Bridges, good old Ned Beatty, and Gary Busey, who we touched on early on from the movie The Gumball Rally. So I think I've got this about as close as I possibly can. We got the correct wheels, got a little bit bigger tire in the back. It had L pipes coming out right there in front of the tires, hood pins, only one seat, it's 4-speed, and it got the moonshine in there, as you can see. So this was a lot of fun. This was a very simple build, and if I had gotten one of these castings earlier on, I would have made it earlier, because this is a really good one to build it from. So hope everybody has a nice weekend, and we'll catch you on the next build. And if you get a chance, look up that movie. It's got some really cool old cars in it and some really good action with vintage stock car racing from the early days from Hickory, North Carolina, and all that. So just wanted to say that. So have a nice weekend.
Like the pine trees lining the winding road, I've got a name, I've got a name. Like a singing bird and the croaking toad, I've got a name, I've got a name. And I carry it with me like my daddy did, but I'm living the dream that he kept here. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by. Like a north wind whistling down the sky, I've got a song, I've got a song. Like the whippoorwill and the babies cry,